I'll explain briefly how Helicus is participating in the SAFIR-Med project, apart from the fact that Helicus is the coordinator, obviously, but from a content perspective. So as actually medical operator, medical drone operator, Helicus is also the business partner of the medical community, of which many of you are here, of the medical community actually, and welcome to you as well. Because thanks to you, we know now, since a couple of years, what the requirements are, and that's actually the second item on those slides, towards not only the service that Helicus is providing to the medical community, but also towards, in this SAFIR-Med project, the requirements towards use space. What use space needs to respond to, need to be capable of to allow a viable medical service. And that means, first of all, speed. And speed is one of the things that we demand also from a USSP, for example. We need to, and I think that Professor Moman at some point said it, we need instant ability to react upon a request from a medical partner for transport. That means very quick authorizations from a USSP, for example, following a flight authorization request. So that's speed. That speed also comes with priority. So basically, it's not like all drones are equal. When you are talking about a medical transport, normally in the use space arena, the first come, first served principle was actually in use, but thanks to this medical input, this medical requirement, also this priority concept has been integrated. So that's an important one. And then also availability. It is important to have use space services available where the medical facilities are and in between, so that we can have the transportations in between. So that's very important, those elements that we took from the medical community through different focus groups and that we injected into the SAFIR-Med project. And of course, because we have been talking to our business partners, our medical business partners, we injected also a number of viable medical use cases. So the cases, the demonstrations that are executed in SAFIR-Med are not just inventions, but actually missions that could really happen in a medical context. So that as well, when you look at the scenarios, is something which is real. So when we say we've got an AED drone and that's got top priority, that is not invented, that is a reality. So that is from this perspective. So this is the location where then Helicus is positioned in the entire architecture. The command and control center actually taking the orders from the medical facility, creating from that a flight plan, from that flight plan getting the authorization from the USSP, then uploading that flight plan onto the drone, giving the command to go, monitoring it during the entire flight until its arrival, closing the flight, etc. By the way, something which we this morning with all the partners involved have demonstrated following a lot of in the field, practical and also tabletop exercises. So, and we've done a spotless one and we'll present that to SDU at some point as well. So here I've been a little bit color-coded. So Helicus also serves as an operator within the SAFIR-Med project. For the 4 drones which are colored in yellow here, actually. All those drones, yeah, you've already seen them downstairs, actually. Even if there is even that brand new one from Highfly. So those 4 are, let's say, with Helicus as an operator. And then, well, the operatorship for the passenger drone, we left that to EHang. It's a completely different animal, I would say. All the other drones are sub 25 kilograms. It brings a lot of complexities in itself already without having the fact of having a drone with a maximum takeoff mass of 600 kilograms on top of that. So that's the drones. Now, this is the overview, and I have even Peter's new drone in the field, in the wild shot. So this is the first presentation, I think, where this new picture is allowed to be featured. So here you can easily see, so you've got the SAPCA drone, let's say with the SAPCA crew flying it, and Helicus as an operator, the high-fly drone with a high-fly crew, Helicus as an operator, TU Delft crew, Helicus as an operator, and Flyers Drive crew, and Helicus as an operator. From an authorization point of view, we've heard word about that. There is new legislation, European legislation, since the 31st of December 2020. On April 2nd of 2021, so last year, right after the start of the SAFIR-Med project, the first authorization request was already submitted. Meanwhile, that has evolved, and we're working very hard with the different authorities to get these authorizations completed. So it's not just this one authorization request. The initial request was with the SAPCA drone. We also have submitted 4 more authorizations, and they were all submitted by February of this year. Obviously, also all using the same base concepts of operation and base operation manuals that have been matured over the years already, even before the start of the European legislation end of 2020. Also, the definition of the trajectories. We have the partnerships with the different hospitals, and I have some of the partners on which rooftops we will be taking off and landing, and I already thank them a lot for that. But also we have to design the trajectories between those hospitals, let's say obeying or according to the promise that we make to the Belgian Civil Aviation Authority in terms of safety measures we're taking, mitigation measures. So the routing is very important. That's also something we're doing together with all the manufacturers individually. And then obviously the integration Helicus C2C and C2C procedures is also something that Helicus injected into the project. When I talk about operation authorization, just a little list, and I won't go through all of them. It's hundreds of pages of documentation, and I think it also took the people of the BCA a lot of time to go through them. But I think they meanwhile know it very well, as probably as good as I do. The operations manual, 166 pages, emergency response plan, safety management manual, SORA, CONOPSIS. So SORA, CONOPSIS. We have risk assessments, specific operation risk assessments for each individual machine that is flying for the SAFIR-Med project, basically. And other documents, we did trainings for all the teams. All this is in place. And I mentioned we are talking about different companies. And so in the European legislation, the operator is responsible also from an insurance perspective, looking at Bawaz. The operator is responsible when something goes wrong. So this means that we have contracts in place with the different manufacturers and their crews so that we have good, let's say, roles and responsibilities and the definition of liability between the different parties, so that is also well arranged. So we have very good collaboration with the BCA, also with EASA, all local authorities. So we've actually talked from the Belgian side already, and RWH is doing that together with the city of Aachen for the German side. We've talked to all local authorities where we will be flying in the Antwerp area, also the emergency response zone, so that means police, fire brigade, etc. For example, for the EANG drone, we'll have to close off a street at some point when we are crossing that in Antwerp, when we're flying it in Antwerp, these kind of things. The involved hospitals with their logistical services and also with their intervention services, aligning the emergency response plans, but also looking that we have proper access, etc., to all those buildings. And obviously all other sites involved in the flight operations, like, for example, a golf court. So I'm having a meeting there, very, very nice people also, where we will be landing with the AED drone. Basically, they were very welcoming, so I think I'll have to take a golf membership there, I fear. So, but very interesting, let's say, encounters during the whole process. So I already mentioned this, role responsibility definition, contractual alignment, insurance alignment, training of all the crews, mission briefings, de-risking missions. So we did a lot of de-risking missions already, individual, basically, here at Dromport, but also at the different locations where the manufacturers are based in Germany, near Aachen in Eschweiler, Valkenburg in the Netherlands, and we did that all remotely, commanded from the NSX designed and developed command and control center. And we did joint physical de-risking missions as well here at drone port with 3 drones simultaneously in the air, something we did already. And then in the last few days, and also starting already this last week, we did use space de-risking activities as well. And we've completed those and recorded and documented those as well. So that's Helicus.
Thank you very much,